Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Shelly Wilson Show. I am an intuitive medium, Reiki master, and spiritual growth coach. My mission is to assist others on their own journey into consciousness and encourage them to live an authentic life through awareness and empowerment. Coming from a place of respect, truth, integrity, and love, I honor your free will and recognize that you are co-creating your reality with the universe. My intention is to bring understanding, help you to heal from the past, and realize your full potential. I invite you to begin your life in a new way and tap into your inner power as you explore who you really are. Refrain from simply existing and elect to live your life fully without regret. It is time to let go of the past, live in the present, and look to the future, for it is this attitude that will transform you. Today's special show is featuring speakers from the 2015 Transformation Conference. This conference is the 10th annual conference hosted by Ozark Mountain Publishing, and it will take place July 17th through 19th at the Holiday Inn Convention Center in Springdale, Arkansas. The website is transformation-conference.com, transformation-conference.com, to spell it out for you. And I'm so delighted. As I mentioned, there are so many wonderful speakers that are going to be joining me today. And first up, I have Julia Cannon. Welcome, Julia.
Thank you, Shelly, and so much for having me. This is wonderful, and thank you for bringing recognition to the conference. This is fantastic, and I love the idea of having so many speakers on here.
I know, all at once, and I have this coordinated. Hopefully, Spirit will assist me with this and make sure it runs smoothly. But you know, Julia, I've known you for many years now, and the first time that I attended the conference was in 2009, and I felt like a kid in a metaphysical candy store. That's how I described it. And I tell my adventure, shall we say, about my transformation in Chapter 11 of my book, Journey into Consciousness. And I just remember how transforming it is. And this is just an absolute high-quality, high-vibration conference. You all have done such an amazing job putting it together. And I know this will be the first time that Ms. Dolores won't be with us, and I know that in the same sense she will be, absolutely, and we'll be celebrating her life, her legacy, and all that is offered.
Right, yes, thank you. It'll be bittersweet, but yes, she will be there definitely, and she'll make herself known, I'm sure, in some way.
I have no doubt.
Right. It's always high energy. Anyway, people always say, oh, my goodness, what is this?
I know.
The energy. And then, yes, I'm sure she'll do something. She'll be there. We'll know she's there.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And so, Julia, I know, first of all, you're an author as well. You have your book, Soul Speaks. And I know that there is so much that Ozark Mountain Publishing does to raise the vibration and to bring this awareness to the collective consciousness. And I recognize that that's part of the mission of putting forth this conference, isn't it?
Absolutely. That was why it was created, was to give a platform to showcase our authors. Because we didn't, a lot of times the authors, they just don't know how to get out there and to be speakers and everything. They just need a place to get their feet wet. And we were like, well, because Dolores, people were inviting her. She had been out there, and she knew she just had a place. Her books were out there. And they were just like, well, we just need a platform. And so we just created one. And it just started, and it grew, and it just kept growing. And, we had been to so many conferences over the years, and we just took what we liked about all the ones we had been at. We took what we liked about the best about them, and we put it all together, and I think we came up with a pretty good recipe.
I say you did, and as a vendor for 5 years, I love the scheduling because so many conferences have speakers that are speaking at the same time, and people have to choose. And so you purposefully did not do that. You allowed time between each speaker so people can take a break, and
Right.
this way they could go to all of them. And, what I really feel honored, first of all, is being asked to speak this year. It's been something that I've felt guided to do for many time, and this year it came true. So my life, that transformation is coming full circle, and I can be there with those that I've admired and been a part of for many years.
It's always when it's the right time. Everything just comes around at the right time. So we're honored to have you.
Yes, well, I am very excited. And, I want to mention, too, on Facebook, because so many people connect that way. So, listeners, please like their Facebook page. They have one for Ozark Mountain Publishing. There's one for Dolores Cannon. There's one that's Ozark Mountain Transformation Conference. So this is a way for you to follow more of what's happening, and this is very much kept up to date. They've just posted recently about the show we're doing right now, so this is a great way to stay informed, not only about the speakers, but also about what many of their authors are doing.
Right, absolutely. So come on, like us.
Yes. So, Julia, I would love to ask you as well, is there anything that someone that may be kind of on the fence, should I attend, should I not attend, how will I benefit, anything that you may say to them that may assist them in making that choice?
Well, we always just say, just follow your heart, and you never, just come and, it's free admission to the vendor area, so that you can just come and just browse to that and just see what you think, and definitely come to the website and look and see what we've got, and definitely listen to the show. You're going to see what speakers we have and see what they have there, and that'll give you an idea of what we're presenting. And if you're not sure, come on. You're, like I said, the energy and everything, it won't hurt you.
No, it definitely won't. And what I love is, you make friends, you meet people, and it's these connections. And the beautiful thing is everyone is there, has the same mindset. They have the same belief system. And there's, of course, different things. The people that gravitate towards the extraterrestrials, the people that gravitate towards the starseed, and the also the Akashic records or different readings or things like that. But there is something for everyone. And what I really love, too, is the vendor area. This is open every morning at 8 a.m. until the conference ends each night, and it's open there for 2 hours before the first speaker. So this is a great way, and this vendor area is free to attend. So if you're even thinking about, I don't know, just come sample. The vendors feel into it, and there's pricing for the entire weekend. There's pricing for each individual day as well as the keynotes. And two of the keynotes are Blair Styra, who is amazing. He channels Tabash, and he is from New Zealand, and also Dee Wallace. And Dee joined me on the show a few weeks ago, and she is on Saturday night. So this is just, once again, a great time. The schedule is up, transformation-conference.com. You can see more about, there's a Meet the Speakers dinner also Saturday night. There is just lots of great things.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better, so thank you, Shelly. You are great.
I summed it up. Well, I have been actively promoting this, and as I said before, this is something that, for me personally, has been transformational. And so the title alone, Transformation Conference, it stands true to what evolves.
Well, that's what we wanted to do. That was our intent when we set it up. So thank you so much, and that's
absolutely. Well, Julia, is there anything else that you would like to add? We've got Victoria that's waiting to come on next.
Fantastic. No, I think that's it. So I've done mine. Let's let Victoria do her thing.
Okay. So once again,
thank you
listeners,
so much.
You're so welcome. Transformation-conference.com. Register in advance, and for a discounted price. Also, you can purchase the entire weekend, or you can purchase each day individually. Thank you so much, Julia.
Thank you, Shelly. Bye-bye.
Okay, I'm going to bring Victoria Pendragon on the line now.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Victoria.
I wasn't quite sure how that was going to happen, but it was instantaneous.
It worked out, didn't it? Yes. So I would love for you to tell the listeners, I know I met you a few years ago at the conference, and I would love for you to tell the listeners a little more about you as well as what you're going to be speaking about, and you're also offering a workshop at the end.
Yes, on Monday. This is nice for me. I heard you guys talking about, what a wonderful event it is. And I have to say, my first transformation conference was the one in 2012. And I've been, in the course of my career, I was a hands-on healer. I worked as a hands-on healer for 16 years. And, before I got into individual mentoring and training. And I've been to a lot of conferences in my time. I've never been to anything like the Transformation Conference.
And I got chills, so I need to acknowledge that.
The most amazing thing for me was I came with my husband, who helped me to set up my booth. And my husband, he's a relatively new husband, and he's a scientist by training. And this was his first exposure en masse to a bunch of people that have the same kind of mindset as his wife.
As you, exactly.
And he went to every talk there was,
wow.
Except mine, when he had to be at my table. And when at the end of the first day of talks, he came out and he said, I get it. I completely get it. He said, this whole thing makes sense. It's all about energy.
Yes.
So it was so amazing in so many ways, and I was so pleased to find someone, this grounded science person, coming out of this and going, I get it.
Exactly. Well,
it was wonderful.
There is a time for everything, isn't there? And Spirit has this beautiful way of providing us the perfect message at the perfect time. And through the speakers at the conference, the collective energy there, it is, once again, very transformational.
Oh, absolutely it is. Vibration's very, very high. There's no doubt about that. And it's lucky for us who are the vendors and the speakers that it is, because it's a wave to ride.
Yes, it is. I agree. Well, Victoria, I would love for you to tell the listeners what you're going to be speaking about, as well as the workshop you're going to offer.
I'd love to. Thank you, Shelly. On Saturday, I will be presenting a talk called Get Over Yourself So Spirit Can Get to You.
I love
the
it.
title of the talk was inspired by a scene from the movie Moonstruck. If you know it, Moonstruck's one of my favorite movies. It's Nicolas Cage is in it, Cher is in it, and at one point in the movie, he confesses his love to her, and she slaps him across the face and says, "Get over it." But you can't get over love.
Right.
And so it's often the case when people are desperate. She was telling him what she needed to hear, which was, get over it, because she was living in fear. And he was coming straight from his heart.
Yes.
She was dragging a past that no longer served her. And so this is where the title for my talk came from, because
I love it.
I'll be... Thank you. I deal with now a technique that came through me. I didn't invent it. It was something that saved my life in 1988, 1989, when I was dying from a fatal, incurable disease. It took 15 years of me doing hands-on healing with people to create the space that it needed for the technique to come up and through me. Everything's a process. It takes as long as it takes. It took me 15 years. And my second book, which will be coming out, that's kind of the presentation of it there at that conference. The second book is called Feng Shui from the Inside Out.
I love it.
And that's because, thank you, it's dealing with the fact, I practice as a Feng Shui consultant, both residential and commercial, for many years during that 16-year period. And what I discovered was that I could go into somebody's house and set that thing straight. But if they weren't ready for it, it might as well not have been done for all the good they got out of it.
Exactly. Well, Victoria,
it has to be inside you.
Yes, absolutely. It sounds absolutely amazing. And I know that the attendees of the conference are absolutely going to enjoy your presentation, as well as those that are guided to attend your workshop. So if you want to give your information, we've got Garnet ready to come up next. So what's your website and for your listeners?
Okay. Website is eponymous. It's my name. It's Victoria Pendragon. That's pen like a pen, dragon like a dragon.
Okay.
.com. And the information on me is there. My workshop, my talk will be on Saturday at the conference. My workshop will be Monday. The workshop is about breathing. And I guess that's enough information.
Well, it sounds...
I don't want to hold Garnet up.
Yes. Well, we got lots of more speakers wanting to join us. So, Victoria, thank you so much for joining us today. And once again, listeners, VictoriaPendragon.com. You can find out more about her there.
Thank you, Shelly.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to bring Garnet Schulhauser on the phone next. Hello.
Hello, Shelly. How are you?
I'm wonderful, Garnet. And so here we are once again, another conference. We had the opportunity to connect. I believe it was 2013 at that conference when your first book came out.
That's exactly right.
Yes. So please tell the listeners more about you and your books, as well as what you're going to be speaking about at this amazing conference.
Well, my first book that I spoke about at the 2013 Transformation Conference was called Dancing on a Stamp. And that detailed my encounter with a homeless man on the street one day who turned out to be one of my spirit guides in disguise. And after that first meeting, we had a dialogue in which he answered all the eternal life questions I had for him. I recounted that in my book, Dancing on a Stamp. So my second book is called Dancing Forever with Spirit. And that recounts my second set of adventures with my spirit guide, Albert, only this time it was different. He actually appeared in my bedroom one night in astral form and said, come on, I'm going to take you on some astral travels so that you can see things and meet people, and then you can write about them in your second book. And so my second book is all about all of my amazing astral travels with my spirit guide, Albert.
Oh, that sounds amazing. And I know that I've read that, and I know what a wonderful book it is. And, you know, I recognize, too, Garnet, how much this has changed your life, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, before I used to be a corporate lawyer. I practiced law for 34 years, and then I met Albert that one day, and it just really changed my whole life, my whole outlook, my whole path. And so a year later, I retired from law and got busy with continuing my conversation with Albert and writing the manuscript for my first book. And so we just carried on from there. And Albert, I've also written my third book, which isn't published yet. And Albert tells me I have to write 4 and maybe 5 books in total. And who knows when he'll let me off the hook, Shelley. But he's using me as one of his messengers, and he wants me to write about all the things that he shows me and tells me. So that's my new mission in life.
Well, I got chills with that, Garnet. And the thing is you're a willing participant because I recognize that this is, once again, transforming your life as well, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the amazing transformation. People who knew me before I met Albert and the people now would have seen an amazing difference. And for some people, they shake their heads, they don't understand it. But others are saying, great, you found the path to spiritual enlightenment, and we commend you for your travels.
Yes. So mention again what you'll be speaking about this year.
This year will be about my second book, Dancing Forever with Spirit, and my spirit guide Albert takes me on a series of astral adventures. We go to the spirit side where I'm reunited with my deceased loved ones, members of my family. We go to for a meeting with the Council of Wise Ones on the spirit side. He takes me to other planets in the galaxy where I get to meet some intriguing life forms, and he shows me some of the areas of abuse, human abuse on our planet, where we abuse each other, we abuse creatures, we abuse our Mother Earth herself, and the message there is that they want humans to sort of get their act together and discard their negative emotions and embrace love and compassion and stop all of the abuse that we're causing each other and people around us. Right.
Well, that will be very beneficial once again to those attendees. And what I love, too, about the Transformation Conference is they do record it and is available via DVD once it's done. So even though you may not be able to attend in person, or even if you are, you have that opportunity to purchase those DVDs so that you can watch it again or watch it for the first time.
Exactly, yes. And for those who want to take in my first TC speaking engagement, it's available on my webpage under videos. They can dial into it, or on my YouTube page, or they can actually buy the DVD for everyone from Ozark Mountain.
Yes. And so, Garnet, will you please give the listeners contact information for you, your website, your Facebook page, because I know you have a lot of followers on your Facebook page.
Right. Well, my website is garnetschulhauser.com. That's hard to spell, so the easier one to remember is dancingonastamp.com. On there I have links to my Facebook page, YouTube, Twitter, and so on. All you have to do is click on it, and you get right to all those pages. And I also have buy links where you can buy both of my books or one or the other from the popular online bookstores. There are buy links right on my website. You just have to click on it. My email address is on my website, and if anyone wants to send a comment or a question, I'd be happy to hear from them.
Beautiful. Well, Garnet, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Shelly.
Thank you. And I believe I have Guy Needler up next. Hello?
Hi, Shelly. Yeah, just got here. And,
well, hi,
I'm
Guy.
down in London, right?
Yes.
How are
you? Wonderful. Well, listeners, this is Guy Needler. And I met Guy probably, I'm trying to remember, Guy, because you have been there various times, but wasn't it about 2011 or 2012 the first time you came?
2011 without doubt.
Okay.
And I think you had a stall there at the Transformation Conference 2011, and I met you through Shelly, of course. Sorry, Sherry.
Yeah,
so,
you're talking to Shelly, yes, and Sherry was there.
So it's interesting to be able to come back onto your show as a prelude to the Transformation Conference.
Yeah.
Brilliant idea. Thank you for inviting all of the authors from Ozark.
Well, I am so excited everyone's here. And, the beautiful thing, what we've been talking about is, this is a time to make connections. It's a time not only to heighten our vibration and heighten that awareness, but it is to make those conscious connections with one another. And that's why I feel so very blessed to connect with all of these people, because it is our soul family. And so, Guy, I would love for you to share with the listeners more about you and your books, as well as what you're going to be speaking about at the conference.
Wow. Well, right now I've got 4 books that are published. The 5th book, which is about to be hit the printers, I think in about 2 weeks' time, just in time for the Transformation Conference.
Good.
The first 3 books are really a progression about my own reawakening process and the information I've gained through speaking with various different entities, including what I've been told to call the Source, which is what we generally call God, and other entities that are aware of the higher realms as part of the multiverse environment. And so the first book was really about how I reawakened and all of the different things that are part of that. And then the next 2 books, the Beyond the Source books, took us further, because I found out that through my meditation process, I could communicate with other entities which are equal to our Creator, what I've been told to call the true Elohim, so the 12 source entities, and their environments that they've created, their multiverse environments that they've created, and all their different entities. And then the 4th book was a bit of a freebie, actually. I was writing some blogs about how to avoid karma, and then I suddenly started to realise that I was being led down a track where I had to create 104 different blogs as to how to avoid karma. And that became a book in its own right. And I think it's doing really well. People who've read the book have been telling me to change their lives significantly. In fact, one person who's recently read Beyond the Source Book 2 has said that this book should come with a government health warning, because the energies they received from this
pretty intense.
Absolutely. Well, one lady classified it as being she thought she was having a mini heart attack.
Oh wow!
So it's amazing energy there. And the current book, which is due to be it's actually on pre-sale now on Amazon, and it's also on pre-sale with Ozark, of course, is also starting to sell quite well. And that's taking the trip a bit further. It's my communications with the overall Creator, if you want to call it, the ultimate Creator, the Creator of our God, and the other 11 source entities or gods as well. And it's quite profound, the information that's coming out. When we were proofreading, I kept reading it and thinking, I can't believe this. I can't believe I channeled this, because the information is absolutely amazing stuff. So if anybody's out there, you want to expand your mind, then go and buy it. It's really a fantastic read. Yeah, brilliant.
Really, so, Guy, I know you're also offering the energy work that you do, the traversing the frequencies, and level 3 is on Thursday, and of course, attendees have to have been attuned to level 1 and then level 2 before they can do that. But you want to tell a little bit more about these post-conference workshops that you're offering?
Yeah. Well, basically, the technique I discovered eventually and refined over the years to be able to allow me to contact these entities and experience firsthand the environments associated with the multiversal condition we exist within. I received intuition and a lot of pressure from friends to teach, basically. So these workshops teach people how to project your consciousness or one's consciousness into these different multiversal environments and communicate with these other entities that I've been created, that I've been communicating with themselves. So it's basically teaching people to do what I do, and the success rate is enormous. It's phenomenal what people can do and what they can experience. People can, the information that they get, it allows them to create or channel their own books, basically, and each of them gets a different piece of the jigsaw puzzle. And it's amazing to watch the people grow when they go to the workshops and start to become experienced in what they're able to do and get there faster. It's amazing, really is amazing.
Yeah, it sounds amazing for sure. Well, Guy, would you please give the listeners contact information for you, your website, your Facebook page?
Yeah, well, my website has changed name. It's now www.beyondthesource.org. That's all one word. And people can go on the website, look at what I'm doing, get the information about the books, get the information about the workshops, the events, lectures, the different correspondence courses I do. And I forgot what else we want to do now. Contact information, email is simply info@beyondthesource.org. And they can email me on that and ask questions. And there's a couple of forums that I put on there as well now. So there's one to do with the Traversing the Frequencies graduates, and one for anybody wanting to know more about the greater reality as well.
Sounds beautiful. And you're also offering private sessions there at the conference, aren't you?
That's right. There's about 15 sessions available over 3 days for readings and healings. And anybody who wants to get a reading or healing should contact Shonda at ozarkmt.com, and she'll arrange the booking for you. And it's very popular. So I suggest people do get in there quick if they want to have a reading or a healing from them.
Wonderful. Well, Guy, so thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you at the conference.
Thank you for inviting me, and I look forward to seeing you as well, and the rest of the authors as well.
Yes.
Thank you for inviting them again on this radio. So thank you again.
Thank you. And listeners, I want to go back to Victoria and mention that she will also be offering private sessions at the conference as well. Many of the speakers are. And so Victoria will be offering 20-minute feng shui sleep magic consultations for $20. So I just wanted to be sure and do that. So next up, I have Catherine Andrews. Hello, Catherine.
Hello, Shelly.
It is wonderful to connect with you again. And for the listeners, I met you in person in 2013 at the conference.
Yes.
And here we are again this year.
I know. I am so excited for another great transformation conference coming up.
It will be wonderful. And so for the listeners, we've been talking a little bit for each speaker, allowing them that time to say a little more about who they are and what they're going to be speaking about, as well as any pre- or post-conferences, workshops that they're offering.
Great. Well, yes, on the workshop note, I will be doing a workshop Tuesday after the conference entitled Creating the Life You Desire. And so we're going to be just using a lot of cool tools and techniques in terms of visualization, astrology, numerology, all kinds of different things that we can use to really help us create and fulfill our desires. So it's going to be a real hands-on workshop, and people are going to walk away with a lot of tools that they can really use to create all their dreams.
Well, that sounds amazing, and I love the synchronicity because I also teach a workshop by the same title.
Well, perfect. Well, I'm sure we teach different techniques and things.
Of course we do, and I won't be teaching it at the conference, but I do teach one, and you know, what we recognize, too, a lot of it is that energy we're putting out. We talked before, and this is something Victoria mentioned at the beginning about how her husband recognized that everything is energy, and, you know, that is something that we feel that energy in that space at that conference is very palpable, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, every year that I'm there, I am just so amazed at how I feel when I'm there. All the amazing speakers, it's a fantastic place to be. So I'm looking forward to connecting with lots of new people this time, and I'm excited because this year is the first year I've actually have two children's books that have been published through Ozark.
Wonderful.
And so on my talk on Friday, I will actually be talking about a lot of the topics of the children's books and how we can weave those ideas into a new paradigm of education for children.
That sounds wonderful. And you're also offering private sessions at the event as well?
Yes, my husband Patrick and I will be offering intuitive readings. They can either have past life Akashic record readings, past life relationship readings, or health readings. And these are done live, so that's a real treat because we do readings for people all over the world, but people always are not able to be present. So at the conference, people will actually be present during the readings. They will be able to ask questions, and it's just a real special experience to be in that energy as the reading is being done. So those are done by appointment only.
Wonderful. And what will you be speaking about?
Well, my topic on Friday, I'm going to be talking about a new paradigm in education for children. So the two children's books that I've written, one is on the topic of dreams and one is on the topic of visualization. So I'm going to talk how parents, teachers, any kind of caregiver can teach children how to really expand their mind through learning to interpret their dreams, and also some simple visualization techniques that kids can learn to help them do better in school, to help them create and fulfill desires. And then I'm also going to be talking about the new school that we're forming here in the Kansas City area called Transcendence Academy.
Wow.
So we're super excited about that because this is a private school for kids, and the focus is self-awareness and nature-based education. So we're really going to be getting kids out of the classroom a lot, and 1 to 2 days a week we're going to be out in nature, either participating in farm work, doing nature activities, doing gardening, and then the in-class activities, although we will be teaching, some of the typical topics such as, math, science, and so forth. We're also going to be adding in a lot of new topics that schools don't teach, such as quantum physics, meditation, yoga, a lot of self-awareness concepts such as dream interpretation, healing. So it's going to be just this amazing new education model for children that's really not teaching them what to think, but how to think. Mm-hmm. So we're going to expose kids to a lot of different topics, and it's not religious-based or based on any particular philosophy. Rather, our goal is to expose kids to as many new ideas as possible and really teach them how to get in touch with their inner guidance so that they can pick and choose and decide for themselves what resonates with them and their path. But at least they will have been exposed to so many different things that they may not normally have been exposed to in a traditional type of education setting. And giving kids a lot of freedom in terms of the projects and activities that they do is going to be a huge, huge difference than the current model of education. So I'm going to be talking about that.
Well, that sounds amazing, and the word that I wanted to associate with that is it'll be paramount. So it is going to provide that opportunity for these kids that are being born at this time because, they are very different. We know this, vibrationally speaking. And if we look at, Nikki Patillo, another Ozark Mountain author, writes about the star children and this evolution. And so the thing is we recognize how they are much different than our generation, aren't they?
Very much so, and I think there's a huge need for something different in the education world to meet the needs of all these children coming who are very intuitive, who don't fit into the old paradigm of, standardized assessments and, rule-bound schools. They're just really bored with that, so I think there's a huge need for this type of education.
Well, Catherine, please give the listeners your contact information, your website and Facebook page.
Sure. My website is KatherineAndries.com. That's KatherineAndries.com. Our school website is transcendenceacademy.org. And Also, you can find me on the Ozark Mountain Publishing website as well. All the books are available through them. That's Ozark, OZARKMT.com.
Beautiful. Well, Catherine, I look forward to seeing you very soon.
Well, so do I, Shelly. I didn't see you there last year, so this will be really good to connect with you again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Shelly.
Thank you. I'm going to bring Charmian Redwood on the line now. Hello, Charmian. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
And so I'm thinking back, I think it was also 2012 or 2013 when I first met you. Is that correct? When you were first at the conference?
I was first there in 2012. I had a booth, and then in 2013 they published my Coming Home to Lemuria book.
And that's when you were a speaker, yes. And here you are again, Charmian. So what will you be speaking about at the conference this year?
Well, my first book was all about Lemuria and where we came from to lift this planet into the light. And when I'd finished writing that one, a lot of people from all over the world were emailing me, feeling completely overwhelmed, discouraged. Is this really ever going to change? And I was getting very clear channeling that we are returning to the light. The whole earth is being lifted back to the oneness that we had in Lemuria. So I wrote my second book, which is called A New Earth Rising, and that is being published this summer by Ozark. So with that one, I took 18 people forward through the dimensional shift, through the ascension, to see and also to feel how it was different, how it felt to have made that shift. And it was quite remarkable that everybody had exactly the same experience of being, they were much more youthful, their bodies were lighter, there was no sadness or fear or war left on the planet, and really everything had returned to love. So that's what I will be doing at this year's conference. I'll be talking about that, and I will be guiding a meditation, exactly the same one that I used in the book, to take people to meet their ascended self and say, how do I get from where I am now to where I am after the ascension?
Yes, to where I'm going. And so you're also going to be offering private readings, too, or channeled messages during the conference?
Yes, I do channel the Akashic record readings, and this is from the soul level. It's who you are as a being, as a soul, which lineage you came through, who you've worked with. So I channel many masters and many of the deities, the gods and the goddesses that we've worked with in past lives, such as Isis or Athena or Archangel Michael or Merlin, or Jesus, Mary. They come up a lot. So your reading comes from the teachers, the beings that you've served in many, many lifetimes. And then I also do the hypnosis where we go to meet the soul. You talk to yourself as a soul and find out, who am I, why am I here, what would you like me to do? And then anything that is obstructing that, what's stopping me from manifesting as the God, the goddess that I am, and then we take that out.
Sounds amazing. And so one more time, what you'll be speaking about at the conference?
It will be the new earth rising. It will be moving forward into the healed earth after the shift and doing a guided journey to take you there so you can experience yourself having ascended and then bring that information and that frequency back to help guide you how to bring your life now into more harmony with where it's going to be.
Beautiful. And so, Charmian, please give the listeners your contact information, your website, and your Facebook page.
Thank you. My website is cominghometolemuria.com. It's the title of my first book. My Facebook is Charmian Redwood on Wings of Love. And all of my contact information is on the website. There's lots of YouTubes on there of channelings that I've done with crystal balls and readings, that kind of thing.
Sounds beautiful. Well, Charmian, thank you so much for calling in today and joining us and sharing more about you and your presentation, and I look forward to seeing you in just a few weeks.
Yes, me too, Shelly. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Well, listeners, I want to take a moment again to provide more information about the Transformation Conference. Once again, this is the 10th annual Ozark Mountain Publishing Ozark Mountain Transformation Conference. This is July 17th through 19th in Springdale, Arkansas. You can go to transformation-conference.com to learn more about it. This is a beautiful website. They have information with a full list of speakers. The keynotes are Blair Styra. He's a channels Tabash from New Zealand, and also Dee Wallace. And Dee is the mom of E.T. She is a healer, an author, an amazing individual. Their talks will be Friday night and Saturday night. You can click on the schedule link to learn more about who will be speaking and when. As Julia Cannon and I were discussing initially, the beautiful thing about this Transformation Conference is they do allow time for people to visit the vendor area, which is free to attend. So you can come in. The vendor area opens at 8 o'clock in the morning. The first speaker begins at 10 a.m. The vendor area stays open till the conference ends, and they do allow time between each speaker, a 30-minute break, as well as a lunch break and a dinner break, so that you can visit that vendor area. You can purchase advance tickets for this entire conference for $175, or it's $195 at the door, or you can purchase by day. So if you want to just go for Friday or Saturday or Sunday, or just attend the keynotes each night, they have different pricing for that. I will say that, as I mentioned before, I had the honor of attending first in 2009, and I was a kid in a metaphysical candy store. I've written about my experiences in Chapter 11, Transforming at the Transformation Conference, in my book, Journey into Consciousness. I detail the experiences I went through and the transformation that I went through, and I share that with the reader. And so I am so delighted that this year I was asked to be a speaker at this conference. And I am going to be talking about my journey into consciousness, and I'm going to provide tips and tools, what has helped me on my journey, as well as providing an opportunity for you to ask questions, because I know so many people have questions, and this is part of my mission and journey into consciousness, is to assist those individuals on that journey as well. During this conference, I will be offering private psychic and mediumship readings, so that you can schedule in advance if you want to book that, or I'm going to have a sign-in sheet. Don't know at this point how many I plan to do, because I do anticipate wanting to attend many of the conference speakers as well. In addition, I am going to be offering a workshop on Monday evening. And this workshop I'm really excited about. It's a 2-hour workshop, so it's Monday, July the 20th from 6 to 8 p.m. This workshop title is Mindfulness, Awareness, and Spirituality. So once again, these are tools that have helped me in recognizing how important it is to be in this present moment, in the here and now, because that's where transformation happens. That's where creation happens. So the more that we're in that present moment, the more that we're conscious of that, not dwelling in the past and not living in the future, the more that we're in that flow of creation. So I can attest, as I share in my book as well, what a wonderful, amazing, transformational conference this is. Many of the people that I've had on today, I believe all of them, I have met before. And so once again, I do feel very honored that I'll be sharing this stage with them, so to speak. I recognize that we are all in this journey into consciousness together. So I've had Julia Cannon on, Catherine Andrus, Victoria Pendragon, Charmian Redwood, Garnet Schulhauser, and Guy Needler join us. Dee Wallace joined me a few weeks ago, so you can listen to that as well. Additional speakers for this conference are Sherry Cortland, David Rivenes, Jacqueline Wurzma, and Ronald Chapman. And Ronald called in at the perfect time, and here he is, so I'll bring him on the line. Hello, Ron.
Well, hey, how's it going?
It's wonderful. And so I remember I first heard you speak in 2009 at the conference.
That sounds exactly right. Back
yes.
when Ozark Mountain released my book, Seeing True.
Yes. And so here you are. And so here you are again, and this is another opportunity for you to shine your light and share your love. And so I would love for you to share with the listeners more about you as well as what you'll be speaking about at the conference.
Sure. Well, for more than 20 years, Sherry, I've been doing a lot of work with individuals and groups having to do with spiritual growth and personal development. And a lot of that has involved healing work, forgiveness work, inner work, some might call it. And I have a social work degree and don't formally practice in that regard, but I do a lot of work in the world in workshops and coaching and so forth. Do a little bit of intuitive work as well. And not long ago, as I was doing some breath work in one of the workshops, somebody said, "So where can I get your CD set?" And I said, "Well, boy, I need a CD set." So I talked to Ozark Mountain, and my new CD set, Breathing, Releasing, and Breaking Through, is out. And I'll be talking about the use of breath work to tap the soul and to tap our inner knowledge. And I'll be doing one-on-one sessions to facilitate
that. Oh, that sounds amazing. So don't you love how Spirit provides the perfect message at the perfect time via the perfect messenger?
With a little bit of embarrassment thrown in.
So, Ron, you're going to be offering private sessions, as you indicated, and you're going to be speaking. And so what is this title of the CD set again?
Breathing, Releasing, and Breaking Through.
Beautiful.
Subtitle is A Practice for Seeing True. That's a core practice for me because I know when people see things as they really are, that it changes lives. And so this practice of breath work and meditation is a goal to facilitate that.
Wonderful. So, Ron, is there something that you would like to share with the listeners specifically in regards to wanting to encourage them to attend this conference?
Sure, yeah. Well, I mean, there's a whole lot that goes on here, and pretty much an opportunity for most anything to find most anything they're interested in. And so lots to choose from. It's a lovely facility. As for what I'm bringing to the game, I mean, I'd love people to come by and at least chat with me. The underlying contention, Sherry, is that we were wired at the sensory level long before we were cognitive, and whether you consider that entry into the soul or entry into past lives or entry into conscious knowledge or any of those sorts of things, the breath work, as I have learned to practice it, can provide entree into seeing and understanding things more clearly. So I'd love to talk with folks about that personally.
Well, that sounds just amazing. And so, Ron, how can the listeners find out more about you, your work, what's your website, and if you have any other Facebook information?
Sure. Well, I'm on Facebook as Ron Chapman. You can find me there. But my website is seeingtrue.com. That's SEEINGTRUE.com. And pretty much the whole body of my work is represented there, along with links to the CD set and also to the book that Ozark Mountain published and a novel that I published in 2012 as well. So they can find most everything there, including options for getting a hold of me.
Wonderful. And so you'll have the CD set obviously available for purchase. You're going to be talking about that. And then we'll be offering private sessions. Is that right?
Yes, correct. 45-minute sessions where we'll use the breath to see what needs to be revealed for people. And each approach is a little bit different depending upon circumstances, but we'll be using that for people to tap inner knowing.
Sounds wonderful. And so what day do you speak again?
I speak on Saturday morning. I think I'm first off on Saturday morning, as I recall.
Okay.
And then I'll be around Friday evening, all the rest of the day, Saturday, and then Sunday morning, like everyone else.
Wonderful. Yes, I've got the schedule pulled up again, and 9 to 10 on Saturday morning, and of course you'll be part of the speaker panel on Sunday from 3 to 5. So this will be a great time, and listeners, Ronald is definitely encouraging you to come connect with him, speak with him, and, share that, because as we recognize, Ronald, we are all on this journey into consciousness together, assisting one another, aren't we?
That is exactly right, and you never know where your message is going to come from.
Exactly. You got a message before. We all do, and I think part of awareness and this consciousness is to acknowledge the messenger, acknowledge the lessons that come through for us, because we're learning in every moment. It's just a matter, are we acknowledging it? Are we paying attention?
Yeah, I fully support the idea of awareness or conscious presence, because part of the underlying proposition for much of the work that many of us do is the knowledge, the understanding, everything we need is there, but we do need to tune into it. And so many of these modalities that folks will be talking about or are talking about, they're all intended to help us tune in.
Yes, they are. Well, Ronald, thank you so much for joining me today. I've got one more speaker, Sherry Cortland, I'm going to bring on the line, and I look forward to seeing you in just a few weeks.
Thanks, Sherry. I surely do appreciate it.
You are so welcome. And so now I'm bringing my friend and colleague, Sherry Cortland, on the line. Hello, Sherry.
Shelly, how are you? It's so great to be on your show.
Yes, we've had so many wonderful people, and I've been reminiscing and walking down memory lane because I know everyone, met everyone before.
I know.
As Julia and I shared initially, I was a vendor for 5 years, an attendee, and I'm so happy it came full circle, and here I am speaking this year. And you and I first met at the first conference in 2009, and here we are, all these years later.
I know, and we're best buds now, and I'm just so excited that we're speaking together, and we're also doing a workshop there. So this is just so wonderful. I'm so excited about this particular conference because, like you said, I know everybody now who's speaking as well, and I know what the participants have to look forward to because I've heard all these folks speak before, and it's just going to be an amazing, amazing year.
I definitely agree. And so with that being said, what would you encourage the listeners, to say if they were on the fence about should I go, should I not go, will I benefit? What would you say to them?
I would say absolutely go. It's worth every single penny, and don't miss a day of it because there's so many exciting things to do each and every single day. And if you have an author that you really like and you want to get to know them, they're even having a dinner, I believe, where you can come and sit and have dinner with all of the different speakers and authors and ask questions if you want to. And after every speaker, I know there's a question and answer period, and I know that almost every speaker is going to be walking around, chatting with everybody during the entire 3 days. Most of us will be there for the whole time. So lots of time to get to know everybody, ask questions, and every single speech, I think, is different. Everything is so different. There's absolutely something for everybody.
I would agree, and to add to what you said, everyone's approachable. That's the beautiful thing, because there's some people, some conferences that may seem a little celebratory, celebritized, and that is not the case here. I remember the first time I met Dolores, and people were getting their pictures, and she kind of laughed about it because she just kind of, obliged people, but it's like, why do you want a picture with me? I'm just Dolores. But, Dolores, as we know, has written so many amazing books, and a lot of people are very intrigued with her, and it's just interesting when we recognize, that a lot of people they kind of put up boundaries, and boundaries are good, we know that. But for me, this conference, everyone is approachable. Everyone is eager to talk to you, to help you. You don't have to book a session just to talk to people. Of course, if you're wanting insight, reading and such like that, you do book a session. But for the most part, everyone is very approachable. Everyone has their books available, or even Ronald that will have his CDs. And for you, Sherry, you're going to be speaking on Friday afternoon, and then you're also going to be offering a workshop Sunday night. And please tell the listeners about that.
The workshop or the speech?
Both.
Both, okay. All right, well, I'm very excited to be speaking on Friday, the first day, and what I'm going to talk about is waking up is hard to do, 5 ways to make it easier. That's the title of my speech, because we're all on this journey, this personal evolution together, but it's different for all of us. And there's lots of trials and tribulations that we have experienced or we're currently experiencing as we're on our journey, as we wake up and discover who we truly are. So I think that knowledge is very, very important when it comes to expediting our spiritual growth, but I think that awareness and taking action are key. So I'm going to be discussing the challenges that we all face in the waking up process. I'm going to provide some wisdom and insight from my guide group into our challenges, wisdom from my guides, and I'm going to have some suggestions to help folks make their current incarnation more productive and less stressful. I know that I say waking up is hard to do, but I think that waking up might be the easy part. I think it's what we do that once we're awake that makes all the difference in our personal evolution. So that's what I'm going to concentrate on during my speech. And then the workshop, I'm bringing back 2 of my most popular workshops, and I'm kind of melding them together into really just an action-packed 2 hours. The first half is going to be all about raising vibrations through balanced chakras, and the second part is going to be direct communication with spirit. And we're going to do a lot of meditations and exercises so that we can reach out, get to speak to our guides. We're going to talk about the history of chakras, why it's so important that we have them balanced. I've learned so much from chakras from you, Shell, so I know that you know how important balanced chakras are. And for those of us who want to raise our vibrations and we want to have direct communication with spirit, balanced chakras go a long way to helping make that happen.
They definitely do. And Sherry, please give the listeners your website and Facebook information.
Yeah, www.sherrycortland.com is the website, and then for Facebook, Sherry Cortland /author.
Beautiful. Well, Sherry, I know that I am very excited to see you very soon. We didn't get to see each other last year, and so having that withdraws. But this is just going to be an awesome time.
We got to see each other. Yes, someplace else. Where did we go?
We met up in Eureka Springs. Yes,
we
met up in Eureka Springs. Yeah.
I could not go a whole year without seeing Shelly Wilson.
I know. And, what I love, and once again, to me, these conferences are about making those conscious connections, meeting people, connecting, and it is all part of our journey, isn't it?
It is, and I would just say one more thing, and I know that time is short here. We don't call the folks who come to the conference attendees. We call them participants, and that's because we want everybody to participate because we are all on this journey together. You're not coming to this conference just to sit and listen. You're coming to learn and grow and take away what you need to move forward. And everybody who's there, everybody that Julia Cannon is bringing together this year is so well equipped to give us all the tools that we need to move forward.
To transform at the Transformation Conference.
There you go.
Yes.
Well said.
Sherry, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in just a few weeks.
Yes, I can't wait.
Yes. Well, listeners, once again, transformation-conference.com. I highly encourage you, all of these wonderful speakers here today that have joined me, Julia Cannon, Catherine Andrews, Victoria Pendragon, Charmian Redwood, Sherry Cortland, Garnet Schulhauser, Guy Needler, and Ronald Chapman can tell you how amazing and informational conference this is. I invite you to visit my website, ShellyRWilson.com. My Facebook page is Shelly Wilson. The URL is Intuitive Medium Shelly. And this concludes today's segment of The Shelly Wilson Show. Until next time, remember, this is your time. I encourage you to live an authentic life, be the best you can be, and love yourself in the process. Much love and many blessings to each of you.